So the girl I have with me here today, she's actually the white skin version with the magnetic feet. So she'll come with the steel base, and just to let you know, this is very important, and it's listed on the JunkieSpot website and as well as the Parabox websites. The internal parts, including elbows, knees, and chest, are a brand new design. This body has no interchangeable parts with the 47, 55, or 60 centimeter bodies. Now that doesn't mean that there isn't any interchangeable parts. They're just a separate section of parts that you'd have to order from. It's just because it's a brand new doll, and so it uses different parts, so you can't swap and mix and match. So when looking for measurements for this particular doll, it was kind of hard to find them in centimeters. I did find somebody that did the measurements but in inches, so I'll throw some of those out right now to you. Her head is 8 inches, her shoulder to shoulder is 4.5. If you go to her waist, she has a 5-inch waist. Her bust line is a 7.25, and the rest of it I'll be putting in that description box below. Other than that, she is 50 centimeters in height. Her eye size that she uses will be an 18, and her wake size will be a 7/8. So let's go ahead and take a look at the head. So it comes off just kind of like your other head caps do in your smaller Obitsus that have like the open-eyed feature. You would just go ahead and squeeze it and then it just comes right off. Now our bigger Obitsu friends have different types of neck pieces. This one in particular is the one that you would have to heat up and then pull off. There is another one that has almost kind of like a key system that you would be able to use pliers and just twist it and then the head will come off. This one on the other hand, you'll have to use a blow dryer in order for it to come off because it's just a rounded piece that comes up through the top of the hole in the head, and then it just sticks on to the neck there. But I mean, nothing to worry about. It's not like anything insanely difficult to do. It's just gonna require that you use a blow dryer on it in order for it to come off. So like I mentioned before, she does have these like eye pockets inside of her head that will keep the eye in place, and essentially you would just go ahead and put your eye through, and the eye pocket will keep it in place in that area there. So I'm going to take her eyes out so you can see how easy it is. I didn't even use a blow dryer, but you would just go ahead and put your eyes into that eye socket and then voila, you got your eyes in. So as far as mobility goes in the head, she can turn her head beautifully. I mean, this is, when I first opened this doll, I was totally blown away at how beautifully sculpted it was, and it's just gorgeous. It's like a gorgeous, like wonderful doll to have. She can look up a little and look down. Her side-to-side range is really good. So this is her neck. So you can see it's just beautifully sculpted. I'm totally blown away with this doll because everything, all of it is just so gorgeously just crafted, and the detailing and everything is just magnificent. Her shoulder joints, she has a ball joint here that everything will pivot on, and it has a great range of mobility for it here, so it can go up and down. And since it's not something that like is elastic that can technically be either too loose or too tight, it's wonderful having it in this type of like almost geared system because it just keeps it in place, and it's wonderful. Like I mentioned before, since she is an Obitsu, her arms can come off along with other parts in her body. So like as you can see, I have her arm here. Hello. It'll just pop right back in, and you just stick it right in. Voila! And it's back in there. So moving on to her elbow, you'll notice here that she has the two different, like, almost, they're pivoting areas, and I'm not quite sure if you would label them as gears, but they're what help her bend her arm into place here. And on the outside of the elbow here, they have like an elbow cap here that makes it look really natural, and then when it's put together here in the back, it just looks really, really nice. But everything locks in wonderfully. I mean, it's not loose in any way, shape, or form. So I mean, if you put her arm to bend this way, it'll stay this way. If you put it down, it's gonna stay that way too. And no amount of like shaking around is gonna move that position. It's really nice. Her hands are beautifully sculpted. I think they're really gorgeous hands, and they move so well because they also have another ball joint here that helps just, you know, position it and move it in different ways. If you look really, really closely here, you'll see the little part in the wrist here that helps her move her hand from side to side, and then what the whole ball itself that moves it and rotates it in itself. So I mean, it's wonderfully made. I'm totally amazed by these dolls. They look really amazing and super wonderfully crafted. So beautiful, beautiful, beautiful wrist movements and hands as well. So here's a little close-up on her hands. You can actually see there's like nail detailing on it too. So this doll in particular, she has a two-part torso system, meaning that she has a bust portion and then her waist down here and her hips. So as far as mobility goes down here, she is able to do something as simple as sitting up like this with no problems. If you want her to arch her back a little bit, she can do that. You just got to remember that since she has this softer like vinyl here, that it does prevent her from like doing crazy crouching positions. But I mean, unless you really want that to happen, I mean, it's not going to be an issue. Like I said, she will not really, you know, go too far up to the front, but really I don't know why you would have her do that. But other than that, it's just a soft midsection here, and you can actually feel the skeleton inside of this part right here. And like I said before, everything is just beautifully sculpted. It looks wonderful. All the lines they have here, it's just gorgeous. The detailing for the back. They have her little tummy here, and you can see like her hips here. It's really nice. Like, they did a really wonderful job on her. Moving down to her thighs and what kind of jointing she has down here. Like I mentioned before, it is a kind of like a peg system that it has it pegged into the body here. So same thing, it'll be down there on her legs, so those essentially can pop off. If you go down further, your kneecaps will be very similar to your elbows. You can see the two kind of pivoting areas here to where you can have it bend, and so she can keep her position here, which is wonderful because it's just amazing the poses that she can pull off and how it just locks into place here. Moving on to her feet, they are just as wonderfully crafted as her wrists and hands. They do have the ball joint down here, which has that portion right there that enables it to flip up and to flip down, and then the ball itself allows it to move around, and it's just wonderful. Like, her feet are so like delicate and really, really pretty looking. I really like them, and they can be moved so well. So I think it's really great. At the bottom here, she's made in Japan! She does have a screw down here, and that'll be because if you need to take off her foot, you will have to unscrew it and then take her foot off. Her magnet is here, that's why it feels hard right here. That's where her magnet is on her foot, and that's what helps her stand. Heads are super fun to talk about when looking at these dolls. The 50cm doll body can match up with a couple of different heads, actually several different heads. These are just a couple that I have here to show you. The first one in line right here is actually a Megu head. These two here, this one the open-eyed princess head and then the sleeping head princess head, these two are actually found in the 40cm ranged heads. And then last but not least, my favorite right here, which is the Alice head, which is also found in that 40cm range head section. So I mean, it's not necessarily that you have to stick to a 50cm head for the bodies for these dolls. It's just you got to do your research and figure out which ones are able to fit, because some of the other ones may not fit. But let me go ahead and do a closer view on some of the heads here. So here's a closer look on the heads that I have here. This is the Megu head. It's listed with the 60 centimeters. The rest of them that are here are listed with the 40cm heads. This is the open-eyed princess head. This one's the Alice head. I really like this one. This one's really pretty. It's really cute. And then this one over here is the sleeping princess head. All of them in white skin, because the 50 centimeter body that I have with me today is in white skin as well. So yeah, that about covers it for my 50 centimeter Obitsu review. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. I will try my best to get back and help you in whatever way I can. As always, please check out the Junkie Spot. That is where she is available right now. And they also have a whole sleuth of other wonderful things to check out if you're looking at these bodies and the heads. Wonderful, wonderful place to go to. Make sure you're subscribed to the Junkie Spot newsletter so you can get up-to-date news of when there'll be new shipments for this doll and other cool things that'll be coming in. And thank you guys so much for watching.